Hey folks, it's Ben with the Sawtooth Avalanche Center. I'm up here at about 8,700 feet on a northwest facing slope near Galena Summit on the Salmon River side of the pass. There's about 5 feet of snow on the ground here. 3.5 to 4 of those feet are the snow that fell in December and early January. And then near the ground, we've got these weak facets still. I know, we're still talking about them. You're tired of it, and so am I. I'm going to do a quick test here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what this snowpack looks like. We can see that the structure is bad. We've got a strong slab, a little bit of soft snow, denser and denser and denser down to here, and then these weak grains of faceted snow, now depth hoar, relatively coarse grained snow that's weak near the base of the snowpack there. The avalanche danger has not been lower than moderate at this zone all year long, and this snow here is why. We're now over 2 weeks out from a loading event, and we're seeing that this snow is gaining just a little bit of strength. It's becoming more and more difficult to trigger an avalanche involving that snow, but that snow is not going away, and it's still there at the base of the snowpack. Even as we transition to low danger in this zone, this is what the snowpack's going to look like here. The places that you can get in the most trouble are areas where the snow exists. Those are going to be shaded slopes at middle and upper elevation. Areas where the snowpack is a little bit thinner or a little more variable, where the wind plays a dominant role, where you have big wind whales of snow, and then areas where it's scoured down a little bit more. So the slab is variably thick, and it's easier to get down to that weak snow. And areas that are a little rockier, where the terrain is rockier, and so there's thinner spots and thicker spots. Dealing with problems like this is really challenging, and it's really frustrating. The best thing that you can know is that if you're entering terrain with this snow at the base of it, triggering an avalanche on this snow is no longer likely. It's unlikely, but it's possible. For me personally, I just don't have a whole lot of interest in playing that game. There's a lot of places in our area where this snow is buried deeply enough that it's gaining strength a lot more quickly, or maybe that it doesn't exist. And for me, it's easier to avoid this snow entirely. If you want to tangle with this, that's totally your choice. We're here to give you the best information we can, but it's still down there, and it's just not going away for the time being. One more thing to think about in the snowpack. Above that weak snow, we've got a pretty well graded snowpack where it goes from being stiff at the bottom to much softer at the top. But we've got a couple of future weak layers to be worried about. If you look closely, it shouldn't be too hard to see the stripe in the pit here. That's a layer of buried surface ore. That's the snow surface that got buried a couple of days ago. And we also just have some faceting in this upper snowpack here. Snow is faceting relatively quickly. We're still a few days out from loading. It's probably going to be maybe even 5 or 6 days before we see much snow return to the area. But when it does, especially when we're stacking big loads of weight, big loads of snow on top of that, we'll be worried about this surface, and that may again increase the likelihood of avalanche activity down lower in the snowpack.